So today we're going to continue our scenario where civilization starts over. We're on episode 3 of the series. And Cheese, I'm here. I'm Cheese. I'm back. I'm here and I'm ready to like do more Wixos. I like this map. I like how it's been I like the story about it. And I don't want to get into anything else. Let's get into this video. And let's actually first get into it over here with the Lime team. Now the Lime team in southern Turkey recently got into a war with the Purple North Turkey country, and Albania helped them. And this country has just elected a leader who wants to expand them. They also want to explore a lot of lands, and they want to just make a ginormous empire throughout this whole Middle Eastern area. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to start exploring a lot of land, and they meet up with the Egyptian explorer lands in the Levant, and then they followed to go into this Mesopotamian region, and they actually go into it where they start flourishing, and they meet to the Persian Gulf region, where they stop as they are now over here in the east. There's a lot of mountains. Of course, you got the Caucasus and then the Iranian mountains over here, and then of course you just got a bunch of desert over here. So that's not the best thing in the world. But they do start exploring the coastline, and they even get up here, or I guess down here to Qatar. This country, of course, they also want to expand. So they're going to make a pretty big claim. So they take all of this area right here, which is it's great. Coming over here to Egypt though, they will start expand or exploring. They of course are exploring the Nile, but they're also exploring these regions right here on the coastline. But we'll continue to explore along the Nile, going very down south. But eventually they have to retreat home. But they do eventually take this region, which is good for them. And well, Egypt is they're doing pretty good. And this is their new claim of land, so they do follow along the Nile as well as some of these other coastline areas. So it's mainly the Nile. However, it's also focused on, of course, the coastline, like I said. And Egypt is looking pretty good. They're also doing pretty good economically. They have a good amount of population and all that type of stuff. Let's go over here to the red and the blue teams, or just Albania and I guess Montenegro or Bosnia. Basically Bosnia and Albania have been their rivalry has been getting pretty bad recently. It's in fact getting so bad that some like things start to shift, and the Bosnians are going to go ahead and do a mass exploration of northern Europe, or I guess Central Europe, as they really focus in on these Hungarian regions, the Czechoslovak areas, all that type of stuff, and they do really good along with the help of Romania. However, Bulgaria is pretty mad about this, so they're gonna go ahead and take this whole region right here, which is a pretty large area of land, and this intercepts with what Romania and the blue team were trying to get. So the blue team and Romania are gonna be very mad at Bulgaria, but they're not gonna do anything right now. And they form a claim that looks like this. So the Romanians, not the Romanians, I was going to say the Bulgarians, then I was going to say the Romanians, but the Bosnians, they form a huge claim up here in the north, and that's honestly really good. And the Albanians are increasingly mad, so they're going to go ahead and expand their colony over here in, I guess, this area right here. And, well, they mostly expand inland, but it's not too bad. They also do some expanding down south over here in the Georgian region. However, they stop when they realize they can't do much as it's pretty far away. Coming over here to Iberia, we're going to see that a lot of Iberia is going to start to be explored, even over here to the Atlantic. And the Naples country is going to go ahead and form another claim, which looks like this. It's a pretty good claim. However, a country is actually going to form in this region. We're going to do a little bit more exploration. But anyways, this country is gonna go ahead and form, and well, it forms in Catalonia. This country is gonna form in Catalonia, this brown, very dark brown country, and it immediately takes a good amount of land. And immediately, the Naples, the I don't know what the term for people in Naples is, but Naples people are gonna be very mad about this. They wanted to create a sort of string of colonies over here on the Mediterranean coast. However, they cannot anymore because this country is intercepting it. So this country will quickly expand, making a couple of claims. And what's colored in, they look like that. And this brown Catalonian country is expanding rapidly. But the Naples country is going to go ahead and create another colony in this region of Valencia slash Andalusia. And this is just, once again, to kind of make deterrence, so it's gonna really affect these guys. Not at all, actually. They don't really care that this just happened. It's a sad day for Naples. But anyways, let's go ahead and go over to the pink team. They have a colony right here. And this colony has been increasingly getting more rebellious and rebellious as the months and years go on. It's like, why are we even under this? You're not expanding us. You're not even expanding on your own. What are you guys doing? And the truth is, they're building up. Like, economy, military, all that. But these guys don't really care. They are becoming our big population center. And they're going to declare independence as this new gold country. And immediately they're gonna start exploring because, well, their colonizers didn't. But the pink team is angry about this, so they're gonna send their troops through this land right here, and they're going to start their invasion of this land. However, like I said, the gold country is like they're really they're really like nationalistic. So immediately they're going to push back these guys over to the ocean, which they will flee over to Corsica. And, well, the gold team thinks about making a landing on Corsica, but they realize they probably shouldn't, and they should stay where they are and, well, expand. So once they finally get independence from the pink team, they are going to expand, and they expand a great amount, just like so. And there's that. And they also meet up with the brown team, just like this. The pink team, being a sore loser, is gonna go ahead and, like, connect up with the gold country in order to maybe invade them in the future. And the gold country's like, dude, we just got our independence and you're expanding right after we did. Are you joking? And they're not joking. But now more areas of France will start to be explored and looking just like so. Back over here in Bulgaria, we see the coalition finally forming up between the Romanians and the blue country slash the Bosnians. So the Bosnians will make their push in through this northern area as well as the Romanians, and they jointly kind of take it over. Good for them. And, well, these guys will invade and they will do pretty well. And, well, the Greeks, or not the Greeks, the Albanians realize that there's a little bit of an issue. That that would be basically making themselves an ally of this blue country, which they don't want at all. That doesn't necessarily make them an ally, but because I said so, that does. And they're going to start supplying Bulgaria, and Bulgaria is not a weak country anyway. So they're going to continue to, they're going to actually push back the blue team, and especially the Romanians, pushing them back a lot, and even managing to start making their invasion into Romania. They also make an invasion into the Bosnians. But when this happens, the Romanians and the Bosnians are, they're gonna say, hey, let's make peace. I don't want to continue this. And the Bulgarians are gonna be like, sure. Because the Bulgarians know what's gonna happen next, and it's gonna involve something down south. But anyways, let's take a look at this peace treaty. So in this peace treaty, we see Bulgaria barely loses anything. In fact, the only stuff they lose is up here in the north with their newly explored lands. Or expanded lands. But anyways, we see the final event happening. Well, not the final event. There's gonna be one more event after this, but it's the final event. Of well, not the. What am I saying? It's the second final event, which is our first alliance forming up. That's right. Our first alliance is going to be forming up over in this region, and that's what I was talking about earlier. It's gonna be formed between Bulgaria, Albania, and Turkey as they make their alliance official. And well, now we can see that these countries are in an alliance, and this is the first alliance. And the ideas of alliances start to spread in the world as multiple countries start to well, want to make them. Anyways, the last event will be all of Iberia getting explored. That is the wrong layer. All of Iberia gets explored, and a new kind of beigeish country pops up right in this region. But anyways, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is my first episode back on Pokemappers, which I'm excited about. Excited to continue this collab channel. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. Goodbye!